Wow.
We're back.
We're back.
As promised.
Welcome to the Pawlywood Pawdcast.
In case you forgot.
That's with two paws.
Just like,
yeah, no animals have. No, I was also doing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, today
we're talking about Puss in Boots 2.
The Last Wish. The Last Wish.
I guess 2 was not part of it. That's okay.
No, just
the
came
sequel
out.
To the it seemed like it was going to be a standalone, and then they decided, nope, Puss in Boots Shrek franchise spin-off. A lot of threads here.
Lots happening.
So this is a new one.
At
the time of recording. This came out when? End of 2022?
Yeah, sometime in December, mid-December.
Yeah, hasn't been out too long, but the acclaim has been crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard they were making another one of these. Really not until it, came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, that sucks. These movies aren't good. Because the first one did not do great.
No.
It was not well received. Even as, a 12-year-old watching it, I was like, this is not amazing.
Yeah.
Not really necessary. So it felt like kind of a cash grab sequel coming out weirdly, 10, 15 years later. Yeah. Didn't seem destined to do that well. But then...
No, when I watched the trailers, and every trailer I watched, I went, that looks awful. And my sister was like, I gotta see it. It's so good. And I was like, what are you going off of? Because the trailer's bad. Did either of us like the first one? No.
It's like everyone likes Shrek, but it's not enough.
There was one short trailer that I saw that nobody talked in it. And it just was like, Golden Globe nominated. And it was just 30 seconds.
I watched the Globe for Best Animated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that looks fine. They cut out all the talking and
just every good animated children's movie. Cut out all the talking.
So then I went to see it, and I've now seen it twice. You've seen it once.
I have. I saw it yesterday, so it's still fresh.
I saw it this week. And
everyone told me to go watch this movie. You are one of 3 adult human beings that told me you have to go see this movie. Have to.
I loved it.
You want it to win, Best Animated Feature, right?
I wouldn't be mad if it did.
Okay, someone else I talked to
No, it was me that said that, but then you reminded me that Marcel the Shah was in the running.
But I don't know if that counts. I guess it does. There's people
did according to the Golden Globes.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah, I've talked to some people that are really gunning for this one.
Would also love for it to win, just because that's great.
Yeah, it was surprisingly... I was skeptical. I respect a good kids movie.
Mm-hmm.
I respect animation, but I don't always go out of my way to, seek out, watching, whatever new kids movie comes out.
Me.
Yeah. Not, out of any, disrespect to the art or anything. It's just not normally what I, go to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I have AMC stubs, and everyone kept telling me to go. So I watched it, and I was like, this kind of slaps. You guys were not lying to me. I was like, this is good in a way that I didn't really expect it to be good. Mm-hmm. And, the cinema. There are many elements of the filmmaking that I was pleasantly surprised by. So yeah. Yeah, let's get into it.
Well, first, I'm Sydney.
Oh, that's right. I sensed that I was getting too into it. I'm Shannon.
We got too excited. If you're new...
if anyone is a long time listener.
If anyone is new in the second episode, or you're just such a fan of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish that you're only listening to this one, we're talking about animal movies. Any animal movies?
Anything we can think of. Anything.
Started off with just paws, but now we'll take bird feet and horse feet. I can't think of it.
So cursed.
Fish.
Claws.
Pinchers. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hoofs. That's horses.
There we go.
So yeah.
Yeah. Last week we tuned in for G-Force. This was better than G-Force. I had a great time, but objectively better. G-Force.
But yeah. Before we get into our recap.
Is it outfit time?
It's outfit time.
Okay.
So today we are, I'd say, more on theme than last time. Last time we were just spy.
Mm-hmm. It was hard to dress for that one because the guinea pigs are naked, and we can't do that on YouTube.
No.
So Today is a little bit better.
Good point. An OnlyFans podcast.
Okay, show them your outfit.
Okay, so I am the wolf. I've got, the wolf, when we looked it up a couple months ago, had brown pants, and I've even got little white socks because its feet stick out. And then I'm, this is like the cape. I tried to put the hood on, but when I did my little dog ear buns here, it looked bad. And then I've got some red makeup because its eyes are really red. And then these nice, how long would you say these are? Long. Like the size of my head. Shiny silver lightning bolt earrings that are like his little, knife things.
Oh, yeah.
What are those, like,
Sights?
There you go.
I'm gonna get you back in focus here.
Okay. That's my outfit. Now your turn.
Yeah.
You come show off yours.
I am Puss in Boots. If you couldn't tell by my cat whiskers drawn on my face, I feel very 2014 YouTube and Tumblr in a way that I don't love. But this was the most orange thing I had, because I am not orange like he is. I have my cape. I have the closest thing I could find to his hat, and I have
the boots.
My boots.
Those are just like what
I do love the boots. They are just like his. I'm ready for battle, I guess. Yeah.
If only you had a sword.
That's always what I think.
Yeah.
Regardless of the outfit.
I would agree.
I'd love to have a sword. Yeah.
Alright.
I think we did pretty good today. I think, to be honest.
Oh, there goes my cape.
It's just a big cape day today.
It is a big
my favorite kind of day.
Yeah.
I always want to be a cape.
Alright, so now we're talking our time for the recap.
Which is very suitable today because it's a cat.
Because it's a cat.
Kind of, yeah.
Lots of animals, but about the cat.
Mm-hmm. So should we, let's see, where to begin?
Yeah.
A lot of things happen.
Well, I mean, it like starts off with the wishing star.
Yeah,
legend.
Yeah, that's true. We get like a little bit of a thematic intro. Tells us about, really, what did it say? It was kind of just atmospheric.
It was like, it did the little starlight, star bright, and then a star came down, and then it was like, there was a star, and it made a forest, and it grants a wish. Ooh.
Yeah, very cool.
And then it was like, somebody will get that wish, and it was Puss in Boots, I think.
Yeah, kind of fun. Yeah, so we come in on a pretty lively, like, musical number sort of scene.
Yeah.
It's Puss in Boots. So, okay, help me with the timeline. The first Puss in Boots was like a prequel to Shrek, right? I googled it and it said that's what it was.
Yeah,
so this
the
one
Puss in
was
Boots
after
origin
Shrek.
story. It was Puss in
Okay,
Boots
so it's like Puss in Boots 1 and then all of the Shrek movies.
And then this.
Except like them going to the future or like whatever.
Yeah.
And then Puss in Boots 2. Because like Shrek has canonically happened at this point. So like this is an old cat. A lot has happened. It's been a minute. He's a legend now. He's like a famous like local / international.
Everyone loves him. He's
legend.
Everyone's favorite fearless hero.
Yeah.
That's the song.
So we come in, he's doing sort of a touring musical special, like about how great he is, kind of. How would you describe
I think he is going around fighting things, and this is
as like a show, kind of.
Yeah, like it felt like the vibes of that
think
Hercules montage.
Yeah.
Where Hercules is going around and he's killing the monsters in each town, and then the town's like, it's Hercules, and they sing Hercules song.
That makes
sense.
I thought he was just doing like a touring concert of how great he is. Because he has like a song and dance routine prepared where he like goes and like pours a bunch of milk for everyone and like sings his song on his guitar. Okay, I thought it was like he was like doing a touring special about himself.
I don't think so, but that would be great.
I thought that was what was happening, and I was like, this is a hell of a way to
I think he was just. But then he fights off the thing.
Yeah, the song I will say, not amazing.
You didn't like the song?
No, I had fun watching. I was like, this is a great intro to the character.
It was stuck in my head for hours.
He's very arrogant. He's full of himself. It shows us that he's like, this legendary figure who everyone loves, but he's like definitely putting on a little bit of like ooh, look how great I am. Yeah. But he's also helping them.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, sure. But yeah, I wouldn't say the song was my thing. But that's okay. It was fine.
He did very much, like, because that's what the Puss in Boots, like, legend is. Of, like, goes in and, like, tricks the people and gets a castle And then everyone's like, wow. And then Puss in Boots was like, just did it because he wants milk. I'm pretty sure that's what
Is that what legends? Like in Shrek?
Of like the fairy tale of Puss in Boots. Yes. That's what Shrek is fairy
I know,
tales.
but I just never knew that. Yes. For some reason, I thought they just made him
It was a fairy tale. And I only know this from the D&D show. Yes, it's like he goes, and I think he has a friend, and they take over like a castle, and like he's just like, get me some more milk.
I'm dressed as Puss in Boots, and I didn't know Puss in Boots was a real fairy tale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, you learned something.
I mean, it's like, I think it's more of a fairy tale than a story.
Yeah,
but like,
I'm not qualified to be doing this podcast.
But yeah, so it's got that kind of vibe, because then the guy gets back, and I really enjoyed he's like, mi casa is su casa, and su casa is mi casa. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Ends the party, he has to go fight like a giant.
Something really loud. Well, he's like running away from the king guy, and doesn't he get like shot out by something? Like something.
Someone uses him as like an arrow and a bow and arrow.
That was to fight the guy,
crazy.
I think I was like, something was loud, and it woke up this big giant stone thing, and it's got an eye patch, and it wanders up, and it puts all of its people in its little tree bag, which is kind of fun. Yeah. And then he's like,
time for me to
shoot me up, and he like base bow shoots him up.
That was crazy. I was like, this is a finale sequence.
The Spanish Splinter, where he goes, sticks it in.
Is that what that was called?
When he sticks it in the... See, when you watch it twice, you remember everything.
I remember, yeah. That was good.
And he fights the thing. He wins with his wits, getting him to knock himself out with the bell. He's like, town people, thank you, I'm so great.
He's the fearless hero.
And they're like, encore, encore. And he's like, oh, okay, let me sing. Legend will never die. And then he gets smashed by the bell and dies.
Yeah. Immediately. And you're like, huh? He died?
Huh.
He must not have died. But
he did die.
Thus is the central conceit of the film.
Yes. So he like wakes up, he's at the...
This was a great scene.
The doctor is a barber and a vet and a doctor, but he's like, right now I'm the doctor. Even though he says he's also a vet and he's treating a cat.
Yeah.
Which,
he was just like the town everything.
He's just the
small towns, you know.
And he's like, Puss, you died. He's like, ha ha ha, I laugh at death.
Yeah.
I can die 9 times.
I'm a cat. So it's like, okay, so now, all is well.
Yeah.
The like, 9 lives of a cat.
How many times have you died? He's like, I don't do math.
We get a great scene here.
The montage.
I love the death montage. Was
so
really
good.
We should. So okay, there's a few other things I want to touch on. We'll go all over the place here.
Yeah.
So we get a montage of like all the times he's died, numbering to 8 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so good. This is a great scene. I mean, this is like a regular film.
Yeah, just it's like, really, they're like, it's fun, funny, it shows character. Yeah, it shows, we get a nice, like, the gingerbread man from Shrek makes an appearance, because he's like, I'm really good at baking, and he burns himself alive, which, like, feels like us.
There's, like, he loves gazpacho, that, like, comes up a few times, I think, first there.
Yeah.
And we see all of his like previous deaths, and the doctor counts them for him. He's like,
that's
count.
8. And he's like, math is stupid, which I relate.
Yeah. So the doctor's
and then he's like, Puss, you gotta take it easy.
Go into
and then Puss goes, are you the town comedian too?
That was.
And I didn't catch it the first time, but the second time I laughed hard.
I liked it.
You gotta chill.
Yeah. So this kind of kicks off our main action. So we can kind of slow down and discuss some other elements for a minute here, I feel like.
Yeah.
The animation style.
The animation style is fun.
It was fun. It was interesting. I've seen a lot of people online talking about how like Spider-Verse kind of kicked off this like new wave of animation. Yeah. And like people letting them, animators letting themselves veer away from like hyper realistic like whatever, the fur, the water, and doing more of like a comic book thing, which was cool. I felt like it was a little bit like confusing because I don't know if it was consistent, because I felt like because they had set up the way, like, the character design from the first one. Puss didn't look like all the other things. Like, a lot of other, like, side characters had that, like, comic book, like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that they were kind of inspired by, like, just the fairy tale aspect of, like, kind of more painting and, like, making it feel just like throwing kind of realism out the window because like it's a talking cat with boots. Who cares?
But yeah, it was like sometimes in a wide shot they would do like the painting thing, the storybook thing, the comic book thing, and then like once you went into like close up, it was just like this is like normal.
Yeah.
And like Puss.
But
just
all the kind of reality
Pixar style. But it was so cool.
Yeah, all the kind of reality breaks of like
when they do an action scene. Those were fun.
Yeah. They they kind of mess with the colors.
Yeah, the comic book scheme. You get like a red background, like kind of. Yeah. I don't know what it was like. Imitating other than just kind of Spider-Verse and all the things that Spider-Verse was imitating. But it does kind of that, like, I don't know, like an old school, like, not like kung fu movie almost, or like something like, I don't know, it has like some tips and tricks of like anime as well, I think. Like just a lot of like ways people have done action scenes throughout history are kind of synthesized into it in animation, which is like fun to see. Yeah. It's like very into Kill Bill. Which I loved. It was like the whole time I was like Tarantino kids movie.
I didn't even think of that.
The whistle? We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. I mean, probably because...
So why does this feel like something I've seen? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, part of that probably because Tarantino borrows a lot from like Japanese action movies, which I feel like was also playing into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think specifically Kill Bill and Tarantino at large is pretty heavily referenced here.
And lots of
Western, in the action scenes, the shape of
Western stuff of like just the general like
the vibes,
I'm the
soundtrack,
the old cowboy hero. Yeah,
we're in a bar. Like a lot of those vibes are incorporated, which was very fun.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, he's told to take it easy, and then he's like, Puss in Boots. I really enjoyed how everyone said Puss in Boots.
It feels wrong just calling him Puss, but like I don't know what else to say.
I just really liked how everyone was like Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. It's just Should we take a moment to talk about the voice cast here?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Antonio Banderas really gives it his all.
Yeah.
He was great, per usual. I mean, he's always great, but he has his velvety voice. Like it really it adds so much to like the bravado of the character that it's like
really good.
Not who you would think to voice a talking cat, but it's so right.
So perfect.
Because he's just so like very it's perfect. He does a great job. He kills it. He goes so hard.
Yeah. Salma Hayek is other cat.
So I guess should we get into the other characters first? I don't know what order to do this in.
I guess in order we meet them.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we meet them. We meet. I don't know who the wolf is.
So before he goes to Mama Luna's rescue. Yeah, so the doctor tells him, this is a woman who, like, rescues cats. She just has a house with, like, 1 million cats. She'll take care of you. You can go there as, like, a safe house. Again, this is the same thing as G-Force. It's the same movie, but better. They have to, like, go into hiding in, like, domestic pet settings. But before he goes there, he goes to a bar to, like, mull things over.
Yeah.
Is that the right chain of events there?
Yeah, he's, like...
And it's always funny to see him doing, like, cat things. Like, there's a great moment where he's like, hey, barkeep, like...
Give me that.
Slide me another... Make it neat, whatever he says, and it's just a glass of milk, and he's like,
just like little cat lips. Yeah.
Just deadpan, which is very fun.
Yeah, and then that's when the wolf shows up, and the wolf is so like everything. The wolf is great.
It was so good.
So like tense. It's this big giant wolf, and it comes in, and it's like
he's like cloaked in shadow and in a cloak.
And it kind of just like ignores like. Laws of physics where just like appears next to him and then he turns around.
But and it's great. Like there's like it's like a creaky floorboard in the empty bar, and he emerges from the shadows. But they do the whistle. It's like Kill Bill. There's like a whistle that he does, and I was like,
And I
love this.
And the whistle, I don't know what it is. I think it's it feels like it's probably some sort of nursery rhyme, but I don't know what it is. It had that vibe if it's not. But it's like a that's what it sounds
very
like.
Spooky.
Yeah, he goes, he's like, oh, Puss in Boots, I've been watching you.
Yeah, he sits down at the bar next to him and whips out a wanted, dead or alive
paper. He points at the dead.
Yeah. So the first thing I thought, tell me if this was true for you as well. I was like, oh, this is the incarnation of death.
See,
that was my immediate thought. And then he was like, Puss in Boots is like, you're a bounty hunter. And he's like, And I was like, oh, I'm so dumb for thinking that. That's fully what he was. And that was supposed to be like a plot twist. That was just because he sits down and he's like dead. And
I think that's kind of like, oh, it's both.
I thought he was like the Grim Reaper or Death or something right away.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fun.
Maybe I thought, but then once I started to think he was Death, I was like, oh, this is a little bit more like, what's not literal? The opposite of literal.
Allegorical?
Yeah, just like that, I didn't think he would, like, oh, maybe Puss in Boots is just imagining this until everyone else is seeing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, very fun intro. I will say, I think the furries are going to be all over this guy. Because he sort of had that.
That's what when I looked up for reference, there's already all sorts of drawings.
Oh boy, I betcha.
Yeah.
Something about wolves. I feel like furries love a wolf.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
I don't know what it is, but that's what comes to mind.
Yeah, he gets scared. He realizes, oh, I really can die for real.
As he fights
just
a guy in like a bathroom or something.
Yeah, he just
and like another fun frame rate changed action sequence, which there is a way to use frame rate. That's fun. James Cameron.
James Cameron. Not to mention any names, but
but James Cameron. Yeah. Fully a call out. It's not like he cares.
Yeah. He escapes through the little sewers, and then we've got a fun, he's walking, and there's crossfades.
Oh, that was good. They had some great transitions where I was for animation, it's fun to see animation replicate things that happen in live action. And they're doing all these transitions a slow crossfade, which I love. And he's it's him
he's
his
walking,
silhouette becomes
he's walking through his own shadow kind of. And,
loved it.
Yeah.
I was so
really
good
for
it, honestly.
But yeah, then he gets to Mama Luna's cat lady, and he's like, oh, Puss in Boots, let's kill him.
Yeah.
And then he buries his stuff.
He has a funeral for himself.
Yeah.
Which is a great scene because they do a little gag where he keeps having the camera holds and he pops back up and he's words cannot express. Oh, but I'll try. Let me sing a song about myself. Oh, that felt weird.
Yeah.
Great moment.
But then he goes and he knocks on the door and he's like, meow, I have cat.
Yeah, he does. He just keeps saying meow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so funeral for himself was, this will come back later, he buries all his stuff. So he's lost his sword in the fight with the, death wolf.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's, I would say, the act 1 closer.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. I would say this movie, the opposite of G-Force, it does not suffer from boring protagonist syndrome.
No, he's very interesting.
It's much like its predecessor, Shrek. They do a great job having, not an anti-hero in this one, but he's very interesting. He's very flawed. He's arrogant. Flawed. He kind of sucks, but you still root for him because he's trying. He's trying.
He's slowly starting to understand that oh, I'm not immortal. I need to kind of work on my relationships. He has anxiety.
He does.
He needs to go to therapy with his little therapy dog.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. Good. Even in a cast of very interesting side characters, they did a good job making an interesting lead. I feel like whenever I turn, my hat blocks my whole face.
I think all of the characters are pretty interesting.
Yeah, they did a good job. I feel like that's a good Shrek thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're building off of
existing
mostly
I think Dreamworks does a good job at that. Most of their stuff, and the new Dreamworks logo, that was another thing. I don't like that they changed it, but it is interesting when they're Kung Fu Panda and Boss Baby. How to Train Your Dragon.
There were moments that reminded me a little bit of Kung Fu Panda in terms of the stylized action scenes, which I liked because that's a good series.
I love. Yeah, DreamWorks is very hit or miss. For I love Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek, and then there's Boss Baby, and there's something else where I'm I've seen Boss Baby. It's not awful, but
it's too much.
It's just on a different. It feels different. What's the other one they had in there? I don't know. There was something else.
It's either an icon or you don't remember it exists.
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, starts with I really enjoy the little montage of him in the cat with all the cats and they play the song.
Oh, that was really good.
And
that was another. So many bangers.
That was a really good montage.
Just really good scenes. Yeah. So he accepts, the world of Mama Luna's. We meet this character who's rescuing all these cats. She has 1 million cats in her house and keeps
none of them
being
can talk.
Yeah, none of them can talk. Just meow.
Some animals can talk in this world and some can't.
Yeah, so we see the life of all of these rescue cats. They have their one litter box they share.
Yes.
And they're all sort of sad and I don't know.
They're just kind of complacently.
Yeah, it gave there was something sort of I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it was very sad. It's like the way that I feel sad when I watch like Severance and like the workplace scenes where they're like, you worked like 1,000,000 hours, you went to a waffle party. And it's just like, life is really,
it's just kind of monotonous.
It's like that feeling of like accepting monotony because there's nothing better for you. And I was like, oh, and they're playing like a sad song. Yeah. And he's like,
I feel like that song is in something.
I know, I felt like I recognized
100% referencing something and I don't know why.
I felt like I recognized it, but it was like an uncopyright version of.
It's a copy or it's a cover of a Doors song, I think.
Yeah, I totally know which one you're talking about, but I'm blanking on the name.
This is the
Yes, it was like this is the end, like the apocalypse. Again, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
The same movie.
I was like, I know it's in something.
Yeah,
that's what it's in.
I was like, is that this? And then I went to like the second like line, and I was like, no. Yes, but I think that is what they were invoking. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite touching, weirdly, but funny. All the cats have like little mittens on for their claws, and Puss is like.
His name is Pickles now.
Yeah.
Okay, another fun story about Pickles. My grandma's cat's name was Pickles, and every time she would send something, like a Christmas present to my dogs, it would be from Pickles, with like quotes that she didn't, anytime she wrote Pickles, always had quotes on it. So when he was like, oh, I'm Pickles, I'm like, oh my god. Nice. And so my sister and I were watching it. It came up and I was waiting for her to notice it, and we looked at each other like, haha.
But yeah, he sort of resists, but then we find him reluctantly and sort of unconsciously accepting this domestic life, putting the way of the warrior aside.
Yeah. And when at the end he pops up, his head pops up and he's got the big bushy beard.
Yeah, he's eating the
cat food. He's unrecognizable.
A whole new man.
Sad old man.
Sad old man. Retired old man. We meet the next main character here.
Yes. Perito, the little dog.
Yes. He doesn't have a name thus far. I just call him Perito. Because, little dog.
Little dog.
He sure is. He's dressed up as a cat, and he's also here.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have anywhere else to go.
He's like the happiest little dog, but he's got the most depressing
Everything he says is like trauma. But he's like in like a little cat hat to like disguise himself. No one else has noticed that he's not a cat, or they just don't care. I don't know. Did not notice that was Harvey Guillen.
I only did because I
watched all of What We Do in the Shadows like 2 months ago.
His animated movie debut.
Oh yeah, fun. Good for him. He was great. Didn't notice him, but he was good.
Yeah.
And
that was one of them where like I watched the trailer and that was the character that made me go, this movie's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks like such an annoying little thing.
It works though, because Puss in Boots also finds him annoying.
Loved it because I love when characters are like little rays of sunshine and they're like, man, I just love friends. I love hanging out. I love friends. And
but it was great because it's so like cute. Anytime he gets annoying, Puss is like, shut up, and it's like, okay. So we got both sides here, sort of foils to one another, which is fun.
So meet him, and then
he wants to be Puss's friend desperately. Puss wants nothing to do with him, much like Hurley in G-Force. Again, the parallelism.
Yes, I mean, I think that's just like
writing.
I feel like that's a kid movie thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of movies, but especially kid movies, where it's like you've got the main character. Because the only thing that's popping in my head is like Finding Nemo, where Marlin's like, Dory's so annoying. Well, then the Goldilocks and the Bears come.
Intro. There's a lot of characters that get introduced.
There are.
Fully didn't recognize any of the voice cast for that.
That was only when Goldilocks was talking. I was like, that sounds familiar.
I had no idea.
Well, no. Okay, why I looked it up was because I thought Baby Bear was James Corden, and I was like, please don't do that to me. It's like, did they really make this choice? I gotta look this up.
That would have ruined the movie.
And so that's when I realized it was Florence Pugh, also animated movie debut. And Olivia Colman.
Yeah, fully didn't
was the mom.
Recognize.
I don't remember who the baby and the dad
I didn't know the dad and the baby.
I don't think I did either.
But yeah, Florence and Olivia are big names that I just fully.
But yeah, they were fun. I really enjoyed the reveal of when she's like, Mama Bear, like, get some info or whatever, and she's like really intense. Or no, it was the other way. It was like Papa Bear do it. And he's like so nice. That reveal that they talk, but then also they're like, that's too soft. And then she's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's just
that's
right.
too hard.
They do a lot of plays on the Goldilocks.
Yes.
To this, to that.
Most of the time I liked it, but sometimes it was too many.
There were a lot.
It was almost every time they did something.
That's true.
But I liked it.
A bit much. But yeah, they have like a big scary intro. They are a crime syndicate, which I love. There's one of my favorite lines from the movie was, not a crime syndicate, love, a crime family.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
I really liked them.
Really a lot of quotable moments.
Their little family was so cute.
It was cute. Goldilocks, they've accepted into their family after she showed up in their house.
Yeah.
Which is nice. They have a nice little B plot. But they're also looking for the wishing star.
Yes. And she won't tell. Goldilocks wants to make the wish. And she's like, everything's going to be great when we wish. And the mom's like, what's the wish, kid? She's like, no, I'm not going to tell you. Because she's just going to wish for a new family.
Why were they were really just all going along with that. I didn't really think about it until like later on when she said her wish. I don't know.
Well, I think because she made it seem like, I'm going to wish like, we're going to be a great crime family. But like,
even better.
Yeah. An even better one. A great crime syndicate.
The dream.
The dream.
But yeah, they have a pretty fun dynamic. So they show up at Mama Luna's cat rescue, hoping to like hire Puss in Boots to steal the map to the wishing star.
Yeah.
Because even they cannot take on what's his name? Big Jack Horner.
Big Jack Horner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cue the so Puss decides it's time for him to be back.
Because he wants the star. He wants more lives.
He learns about this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the little dog is like, I'm coming too because we are best friends.
Yeah. Puss is like, okay, sure. He tells the little dog that he was Puss in Boots. He resurrects his clothing from his grave. Still no sword. The dog gives him a stick. It's good enough.
It's good enough. I thought in the scene when he was breaking into Jack Horner's castle thing, this is where you need the giant gingerbread man from Shrek.
Yes. We got when did we get a...
We got the little one in the death montage, but I was like, this is right when you need... When you're breaking into a castle.
Isn't he? So, Jack Horner. This is the one other person I kind of recognized.
This one I recognized
my brain told me no. I was immediately like, who is that? That's John Mulaney.
It's John Mulaney.
That's not John Mulaney. What are you talking about?
Okay. Potentially hot take.
Spider-Ham.
No, I was going to say, Jack Horner's the only problem I have with this movie.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
I think partially because it was John Mulaney.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is really recognizable. No, it's okay. It's still... I was like, partially because this is really recognizable, and I was like, it's too recognizable. I feel like John Mulaney's... A lot of these jokes are John Mulaney goofing around, and I wouldn't have kept some of them in because I don't feel like they all land.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't look like John Mulaney. It's not like it was just such a different, like, when he's Spider-Ham, I'm like, fine, because John Mulaney's not a pig. But when he's like...
he's just a guy.
But it's like, this looks like nothing like him. I'm like, this just doesn't... And I don't know. That was the one character that I was like, this makes this less than a perfect movie.
Yeah, I kind of felt that because I think when I was telling myself it wasn't John Mulaney, I was more okay with it. Yeah. I like John Mulaney.
I do too.
It's just there's something about like someone
I wasn't.
It was so weird. Like my brain was instantly like John Mulaney, and then for some reason I was like, he wouldn't be in this movie. I don't know why I didn't think so. I think it was because I felt like he was someone who always I was like, Nick Kroll? It's not Nick Kroll. I just felt like he was someone who I associate with John Mulaney instead of actually John Mulaney. Yeah. I think because he was just doing like the exact Spider-Ham voice.
Where he's just John Mulaney.
Yeah. But there's like a specific
it's like a little
cadence and like enunciation, rhythm. That immediately was like the same thing, and I think my brain put that as like a separate person in my mind.
That was the only thing I didn't like.
Yeah. I mean, he did fine.
He did fine. I
think
I didn't really love the character either.
Yeah. So the entire movie, for a good chunk, at least for when he was introduced in his castle, I thought it was going to be revealed that he was like two kids in a trench coat.
That would be
because his character design was really confusing to look at.
Yes.
Like his proportions were bizarre.
Would have been better.
I was ready for that, and that never happened.
Because it's such like I think because he's not, like, the rest of the characters feel very three-dimensional, and he doesn't. Yeah. And that's, like, the point of him, because they make that the point of him. Like, he just sucks. Yeah. But it's like, if it was two kids in a trench coat...
They can do better than that with the villain. Right? You know?
I mean, they kind of do that with, like, Lord Farquaad and Shrek. Yeah. He just sucks.
That's true.
But he's more interesting, I feel like, because it's, like... So. There's more of a motive there than, I feel like, than just... I just want to suck. I want to suck. And I know that I suck, and I'm just going to be bad.
Yeah. We get his backstory, which has cameo from Pinocchio, marking the third rendition of Pinocchio I've seen this year. The third one was not even the Tom Hanks one. It was the Pauly Shore one. Yeah. It was unwatchable.
Wait, so this is the fourth?
Well, I didn't see the Tom Hanks one. I didn't either. The fourth one to come out recently.
Yeah.
I forgot everyone just has the rights to it because public domain. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun. I kept forgetting it was in the Shrek universe, and then I'd get a little callback.
I knew Jack Horner was a nursery rhyme, and I couldn't place what it was. So I'm glad that they did it. They did. Because I was like, little Jack Horner, pie, thumb, and that's all I could get.
So he has, what is he at? He has like a pie factory. Yeah. He tastes the pies. It's kind of unclear how he became like an emperor.
He's just the pie man.
Yeah. He's rich. He's powerful. He's big. Okay, yeah. So then, new character intro. I forgot about her from the first one.
I also did.
Out of the box that the map is stored in pops Kitty Softpaws.
She's a cat.
She's a cat.
She's got boobs too.
Once again, have like a sexy girl version of whatever the animal.
But this one's more tolerable than.
It is more tolerable.
More tolerable than most.
She has like personality other than being girl cat. Yeah. Sort of. This is Salma Hayek, who I forgot until I googled it mid-movie because it was driving me crazy not to know who John Mulaney was, other than turning out to just be John Mulaney. Yeah. Yeah, she does a good job.
She does. I think their relationship's kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know, because I don't really remember the first one, if we knew that they were going to get married and then
what I was assuming, because this one canonically takes place many years after, right? Because all of Shrek happens. Yeah. So I thought maybe they were together after Puss in Boots 1. Yeah. Had their whole situation.
And then Shrek?
Yeah, I thought
this is many years later that they're running into each other.
I thought it was some time had passed that we weren't supposed to have remembered or known about. I don't know.
Because I feel like they definitely met in Shrek 1. And it was like the two of them that egg thing.
Yeah. Because she was in the
She's in it. And I think they become a thing towards the end. And it's like, I don't think they get married in it, but it's like,
I was that was like
maybe
in between movies. Yeah. Because so much time passed. But yeah, they have a feud. We don't totally know why at this point. Later we will find out. She is his estranged ex-fiance, which is a thing that a cat
left at the altar, but she wasn't there anymore.
Like another sort of Kill Bill moment. Yeah. Like the chapel in the desert. Yeah. I was like, that's the Kill Bill chapel.
That is.
I don't know why, right. Very fun. But yeah, so it turns out she also wants the star. They're fighting for the star.
And she won't say why. She's got a wish too.
Everyone wants a wish.
Everyone wants a wish. It's not that except for the dog.
That's true.
The dog already has everything he needs.
I have 2 best friends in a cozy sweater. I already have everything I could wish for.
So good. That was one of the quotes I wrote down. That's what I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked that as
But his sweater backstory is so sad.
That was quite devastating.
Because he was like the runt of a litter, and nobody wanted him, and they kept trying to throw him away.
They put him in a sock with a rock in it and threw him into a river.
And he's like, joke's on them, I ate through the sock, and now it's my outfit.
And they're like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah, so they get the map, they're going... The bears and Goldilocks are chasing them, and Jack Horner and his baker's dozen, the 12 chefs.
Oh, is that what they were called?
Yeah.
Love that.
And he's got like a big sort of Mad Max style carriage thing happening. Yeah. And he's chasing them down. And then they get to the forest, and it turns out anyone who touches, like you touch the map and that's how you see the path. And
the map knows your path and your heart. Which is fun. Also very, like, Harry Potter.
That is very...
But yeah, that's kind of a fun little
So the dogs... So, like, Puss in Boots and Kitty Softpaws, theirs are really challenging. And usually, like, at least one of the locations is, like, to screw with them emotionally. And then the little dog pets it. And he's like, wow,
oh my god, the forest of tulips?
Yeah, I love the flowers.
So he's, like, clearly the one who's supposed to, like, deserve the wish. But everyone else is like, okay, well, you're going to do the path and we're still going to take it. And he's like, okay, I don't want anything.
I love my friend.
Yeah. Which Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, another character comes in. It's off-brand Jiminy Cricket, which was a great character.
That was great.
He's not, like, in the credits, he's called Ethical Bug. Which is very funny, because I don't think Jiminy Cricket is copyrighted based on these 7 Pinocchios that came out, like, this year. I think it was just, it was just funny.
That was just, they thought it was funny.
It's like when you see off-brand Halloween costumes, where, like, Beetlejuice's Juice Demon.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's Ethical Bug.
He's Ethical Bug.
But he just keeps telling Jack Horner, he's like, you're a really bad person. And he's like, uh-huh.
And it's doing such a good Jimmy Stewart impression.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Yeah, well, because I thought, at first I was like, does Jimmy Stewart voice the original one? And that's why we're doing it. Like the Disney, would Jiminy Cricket?
Yeah.
Really not. Then I was like, oh, maybe because that's the point of, what's the Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. I was like, maybe that's the point. No, it's because Jiminy sounds like Jimmy.
So he was doing an impression?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They're like, he should sound like it because Jiminy sounds like Jimmy.
Such a stretch, but it worked.
Yeah.
No. That's a fun character as well. He's from, like, the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah. Because he thinks he's going to be, like, a fun locust.
Yeah, he thinks he's going to have magical powers, and he's just like, no, I just judge you.
Which
was a really funny moment.
And he's like, you are awful. This is going to be a tough job.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that will come back also is the dog at one point is trying to explain to Puss that he dreams of being a therapy dog. And he tells Puss in Boots what that is. Like, when kids are in the hospital or, like, when someone gets, like, anxious, they can, like, rub his belly. He has, like, worms, so he doesn't, no one wants to rub his belly. But he's, like, telling Puss what that is. Yeah. So that's, like, that happens earlier.
He seems to think it's just, like, if someone's sad, they pet me, and then they're better. So it's a very simplified version of a therapy dog.
For kids to get.
That is what a therapy dog is. They're not wrong.
Yeah. They don't give you therapy.
Yeah.
I guess. He wants to be a psychologist. Yeah, that's probably, that's the best a dog can really hope to do. So Goldilocks and Bears, we get, like, a little insert, moment, a little chapter in their story. Mm-hmm. They get their psychological test.
Their psychological test, which is like
a very
nostalgia for us.
Flashback.
And they go into their their little cottage shows up.
And they're kind of like, oh, all we really want is just to be here.
Yeah, they're
Goldilocks keeps being like, no.
And they're like, yeah, the best day of our lives was when you came, and we're all so happy, and it's so cute. Mm-hmm. And then they fight.
So we love them as a family.
I love them. Yeah. They were
Which
so
makes
cute.
it all much sadder later. We learn why they all want the wishes, eventually, kind of one by one. So we learn that Goldilocks wants the wish because she wants a real family. And I don't know if I've ever seen an animated character look as absolutely devastatedly sad as Olivia Colman's Mama Bear.
Which was so sad.
I mean, the saddest face I've ever seen. And I was like...
And then she goes, Come on, Papa and baby, let's help her do it.
Yeah, they're like, we're your family. And she's like, I'm not a bear.
She's like, if that's what you really want, we love you. We'll help you.
Really just unconditional love here. So that's sad, but they steamroll straight ahead to support her. We learn that Kitty Softpaws wants someone in her life that she can trust.
Which is also sad.
Yeah, they all have sad wishes. And she thinks for a moment that Puss is that someone, and then she takes that back after he seemingly betrays her, but not on purpose.
Yeah.
By running away from death. But they all think he's just running away. Puss wants more lives. We knew that already. Dog wants nothing. Jack Horner wants all of the magic in the world.
Yeah.
So really a range of things being asked for here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of where I got like a little bit lost in terms of like what was going on.
Yeah.
I feel like they make it to the Wishing Star.
Well, what about I was gonna say it is fun in the Hall of
that was the part that I loved. Yeah, but I couldn't remember when that was.
I think that was before, because that's like after
it's like
the
after
cottage,
some of the challenges,
but before the star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like he goes and gets stuck in his little emotional challenge. Yeah,
his,
and he's stuck, and it's like all of his previous lives and their big slabs
There's like.
And they're
Crystal.
all singing, and then they all do
the
song
sing
together,
which was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But then
the wolf shows up.
It's like each of his previous renditions of himself, and like coming to terms with like his own flaws.
Yeah,
because he's really
Because they're all like, ways. Just go get the wish. Yeah. Well, and he's like, well, what about my friends?
Yeah.
And so then the wolf shows
reappears. And then he's like, hey, I'm Death. And I was like, yes, you are.
And he slashes through all the other ones and is like, I was there and I was killing you. Haha.
Yeah. But once Puss kind of, I don't remember what exactly triggered this like character development. But he kind of comes to terms with not being so arrogant and realizes that rather than just accumulating more lives, he should really appreciate the one.
I feel like that was the dog that said. I feel like he talked with the dog, and the dog at one point was like, I think he said like, I only have one life, but with you and Kitty, it's pretty great. That's all I need. Yeah,
yeah, like, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Puss, has his character change from that. Yeah. And stops being so arrogant, realizes he should appreciate his life and the people around him, whatever. This makes the wolf kind of stop coming after him.
Yeah.
He's like, you're
a big fight. Yeah.
He's which is like a lot of good themes.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate the one like
movies.
Yeah. It was so kind of like
it has a great message. It just tells you it. There's no you don't have to think about it. It's just like appreciate your life. There you go.
It was kind of reminiscent of like GDT Pinocchio, the other recent Pinocchio situation where they say at the end like the reason life is precious is because like you have one of them and you die eventually. Which is a lot has been made of that theme, and this was sort of a similar just appreciate what you have, and that's why it's life is valuable because you don't have unlimited more of them, so just make the most of it. So that wasn't Death kind of says we'll meet again, but not right now.
Not right now.
Which was very cool.
That was.
I like having Death as a character.
And then he's like, I don't need my wish. And Kitty's like, I trust you now. I don't need my wish. And the dog is still like, I don't need it. And then...
What was the wishing star? Because I feel like I zoned out for a minute and zoned back in, and they were in like a fight arena.
It was that.
Yeah.
It was like this big crystal on the ground.
How did you make the wish? Like, they were just like standing on a
You read the starbright thing, and then you wished. Oh. And then it gave you a wish somehow.
But yeah, they kind of all like fight each other. Yeah.
Goldilocks ends up like saving her brother. And is like, family. I like my bear
as
family.
She's wishing. She gives up her wish to save.
And it's so cute. That's when I almost cried.
Yeah, that was like a
whole family. And then they're like, it's fine. We're gonna rip the thing apart so nobody gets the wish. And then a little cricket, ethical bug there, riding on the phoenix.
My favorite character.
Eats the last piece of it. And then somehow the star blows up and then they leave him there.
That was the one scene where I was like, the action is a little bit all over the place.
Yeah. But I did like when they arrived on the star. Yeah. When they each took a corner and they were Puss in Boots was in the middle.
I feel like I was blanked out for some reason.
It was fun because they were like,
I don't know why. I feel like I was like paying attention, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I will say, okay, I was running a little bit late to the theater because I'm always late, and then I also got popcorn. Mm-hmm. I had to pee the whole time. I did not want to miss anything, so I sat there.
That's
and
a good sign.
Yeah, so I was impressed at myself and at the movie. It pretty much wraps up there.
Yeah, so then it ends, and he's Puss in Boots and Kitty and the dog, and they're like, dog, do you want a name? And he goes, how about Chomper was one, and there was another one, and then Fred was one. And he's like, I like Perrito because that's what my friends call me.
Oh, that was sweet.
And then you think it ends, and then there's like a little.
Yeah. Oh, and he keeps trying to call them
Team Friendship,
and they're all like, "That's so dumb."
Yeah.
But they have like
on to see some old friends, and they go to the far away from Shrek. Yeah. So it makes it seem like they're all going to be in Shrek 5 coming out soon.
Is there Shrek?
Yes.
There's a Shrek 5.
I'm fairly sure there's a Shrek 5 coming out.
So good. Can't wait.
Could be this year or next year. It feels like after this has been doing well, they definitely will, but I think they're doing another one.
I mean, everyone likes Shrek.
Shrek 4 though was not.
After.
My sister did make the point as we were leaving the theater. Shrek 5 could have the baby Shreks are now teenagers, and I kind of hate that. Like I hated them. We didn't need them as babies.
They might know better. I don't know. Shrek is
kids are like toddlers is fine, but like with the amount of time that passed since then, they should be like 15.
Right. Although they could just be like, this is the next year. It's animation, so no one is like aging.
True.
So
they should just,
I trust them. Yeah.
Ship them off to boarding school. They don't.
Please, oh my god.
What are their names? Fergus and Stinky something. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
I don't think it's Fergus is definitely one.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think Stinky's one because I don't think Fiona would go for that.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in 10, 15 years.
I'll have to
and only
refresh.
Once. But yeah.
I did this is related to a Shrek, but when they're escaping from the pie factory, it had strong Shrek 2 vibes when they're escaping from the fairy godmother's thing. And I liked that. Yeah.
There was also, at one point when he meets the wolf, his life flashes before his eyes, and you see a memory of him with Shrek. Yeah. Which was sweet. It was a sweet little moment. I liked
that. Now for some segments.
Okay,
top dog. Favorites and least favorite quotes and moments. I personally really liked the song.
Okay. I respect the song. I thought it served its function.
I thought it was fun. And also, other thing I really enjoyed was how they said "Puss in Boots."
Puss in Boots. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Yeah, I liked all of the fun little action-y things that were referential to other stuff. It kind of did just make me want to go home and watch Kill Bill. But that's okay. Yeah. It was, it incorporated a lot of fun references in a way that wasn't just cash grab, look at this thing I'm referencing, the way that it was genuinely blending in things that other films have done right to make a movie that was better than the first one. Yeah. Which I liked. So they took some risks because they were what do we have to lose? No one liked it the first time. So let's go for it. So I liked that. A lot of great quotes. The sweater quote.
The sweater quote I had that written down.
The ethical
bug.
I
had the village comedian written down.
Oh yeah, there's some moments where the dog is cursing people out and they bleep him.
Out. Those
canonically bleep noises. That was funny. That was the one time the audience in my theater laughed.
The audience the first time I went was pretty tame. The second time I went, I have never heard a crowd more into the movie.
That so much.
It was unbelievable. It wasn't a packed theater, but it was pretty full. And there were some people every time the cricket spoke, loudest laughter I've ever heard. Anytime anything happened, full, wholehearted belly laughing.
Yeah, mine was just children that didn't really pay attention to what was happening. I think.
I was next to when we were halfway through the movie. This couple came in. Walked past, squeezed past me and my sister, and we thought, are they going to sit down right next to us or ask us to move? Because you're 40 minutes late into this movie, and they sat just a seat over from us. What are you doing?
Is it full?
No! Okay. Our whole row was empty.
Interesting.
It was so weird.
Vibe.
Yeah. That was really weird.
Power move. Yeah, no one did that at mine.
It was really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to go to a rowdy screen. I need to come to more theaters out here.
It's always rowdy. The Grove is always rowdy.
Area.
The Grove is always really crowded and really rowdy. I went to Tar with a full audience at the Grove a couple weeks after it came out and was stuck in the second row on the end.
Nice.
And it was packed.
Yeah.
Also when I saw Banshees of Inisherin, packed crowd.
Really?
Yeah. Also, a month after it came out.
I wish every theater experience could be the theater that I watched RRR in, because...
I'm so sad when you
I know. I'm so sorry. I hyped it up for you so much.
Yeah, I know.
That is the greatest theater experience I've ever had in my life. I mean, just anything happens, everyone is on their feet, screaming, cheering. And I don't know. Maybe it's just because no movie has been that good.
So you imagine that, but with Puss in Boots.
I can't really imagine.
That's what was going on.
But I would love it. That would be.
It was weird.
So much fun. Yeah.
I was enjoying it, but it was to the point where my sister and I would look at each other and be I mean, that's
it's when we saw Avatar,
funny,
the reissue of Avatar.
Yeah, it was that
the Universal City Walk. And this movie, all the jokes are 2007, but everyone is laughing at all the bad jokes.
Yeah.
And cheering whenever anything happens, and it's okay. But I was I don't think that's that good, but it does help the experience.
It does.
It brings an energy.
It does.
To the crowd. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, other favorites or least favorites?
Oh, I was going to say I really enjoyed... I mean, I enjoyed The Wolf in general. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed the Puss in Boots was like... Puss in Boots. Yeah. I liked that he seemed like he was struggling.
Yeah, he had flaws, but not irredeemable flaws.
Yeah, I liked that he would be really scared and then the dog and him would be friends.
Oh, a good moment was so we do eventually get the left at the altar situation. Yeah.
That whole scene I liked.
That was good. So Puss, he says all the time, your favorite fearless hero, and he says that was the one time I felt afraid.
Yeah.
It was like the commitment of marrying Kitty.
Yeah.
And then she, explains that she also didn't go.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you should not have been holding that against him, maybe.
She also
the entire movie, but
I mean, she had a point, because she was like,
I knew.
You
I could never
compete
with your greatest love, yourself, which, so right.
So right.
Call him out.
And she was like, you don't seem like that guy anymore, though. Which was,
yeah. It's a good, just a solid, arc. Too many kids' movies don't really have, that's actually an overgeneralization. I don't watch that many kids' movies. I'm really just thinking about G-Force. It has a better protagonist.
Oh, wait, about what? Oh, G-Force.
Than G-Force.
I would say most.
More significant changes.
But a lot of animated kids' movies that do a really good job with arcs. Because they're just, the message is so simplified.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, yeah.
Any least favorites other than Jack Horner?
Honestly, I think that was really all I had. I just wasn't a fan. I think I don't know, all the stuff with, I think it just also the vibe felt out of place when he'd be, Mad Maxing down the road with all of his, wild weapons and stuff. And I was like, just give me Puss in Boots with his little sword. That's way more fun.
Yeah, true.
It just was a different vibe. But yeah.
Yeah, I would say kind of the same.
Any least favorites?
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like the action at the end got a little bit muddled, but that was kind of when I was like, oh, this is kind of just a regular movie. Because they kind of weren't stylizing everything that much. But, it's an end fight scene, whatever. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, I didn't have any major, I loved that in the Hall of Reflections, the gazpacho comes back. Yeah. There's, one version of him that just loves gazpacho. That's, a tangent. That was not something I didn't like. That was something I loved.
I really liked the buff one. Just because it was why?
That was good. And it was sort of unclear if he's being reincarnated, because it's not like when he dies.
That's what I also was trying to figure out.
Because in the beginning when he dies, it's not like he comes back and it's a new life. He just sort of resumes.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not different life. It's more different iterations and chapters in his lives, as opposed to this is Puss 7. Yeah. Which that was a little bit unclear. Maybe that was my thing.
I was also, because it didn't seem
I had to think about it, and
because being reincarnated, I would think he starts off as a little kid.
Yeah, exactly. and he has all of his old memories and everything. Yeah, so I would say that was a little bit unclear, but I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, just because how did he go from non-buff Puss to
buff
Puss?
That's the thing. Is some of these look different, but they're still just continuous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was okay.
Okay, now we have a perspective. Okay, so we didn't see this as kids because we just watched it. But thoughts on kids watching Puss and Shrek or the original one?
I would say, yeah. So the original, so I liked Shrek as a kid because everyone does. Shrek is one of those ones. Shrek ages like fine wine.
Yeah.
I feel like adults like Shrek.
Shrek 1 and 2 at least. I don't remember 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And have not watched.
But Shrek 1, iconic, internet.
I love Shrek 2 too.
Everybody likes Shrek.
The Amazing Race, the American Idol DVD credits that they have to Shrek 2. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Great.
I mean, it's one of the it's one of those things that just it does sort of date itself. It's this is very 2000 whatever. The graphics aren't amazing, whatever.
Yeah.
Animation has come a long way. But the story always holds up because it's just sort of relatable anti-hero. Everyone laughs when Smash Mouth comes on. Yeah. It's just become part of American.
I do think
lore.
Puss in Boots character was the best of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember character the original one though.
No, neither.
Because I remember. Was
it always Antonio Banderas? It must not.
Yeah.
Be, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I think it was an origin story because I think he is at
orphanage
with the egg.
It's a prequel.
Humpty Dumpty. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then I feel like Humpty Dumpty's I've got a get rich quick scheme. Let's steal a golden egg from
they go to it's Jack and
Giant. Yeah, and that's where they meet kitty too. I think she's part of that. Yeah. And then turns out the egg sucks, and then he kind of has to like kill his friend.
Yeah, seems right.
I don't remember who plays the egg, but I remember it's so funny looking.
Yeah, let's Google it.
It's just so weird looking egg.
But yeah, I remember like everyone liked Shrek as a kid because it's great. I remember when the first one come out in like 2011, 2012 or something. I was in like 6th grade.
Yeah, that sounds right. 2011 sounds right.
But even as like a middle schooler, that's kind of that age where you're like coming to realize that not every movie is like a good movie because kids, you'll just watch anything. In middle school, you can kind of be like, that was
Yeah.
And I remember everyone kind of being like, yeah, that was kind of mid at best. Yeah. So yeah, this one definitely, I'm older now and I liked it even better. This one definitely tops the first one. I mean, really a comeback story.
I don't think I would have appreciated it as much as a kid. Because like the film is perspective now.
Yeah. True. Watch this as an adult. Like you'll like it.
Yeah, because like the sort of references to things and just like the style and the montages are so well done.
Yeah, this is a 95%.
And you're gonna get more, unless you're Shannon, you're gonna get more fairy tale references and jokes. I feel like you'll get more of them as an adult.
Yeah, and just a lot to appreciate. Watching like animation.
It's still a fun time with your kid though. If you're a kid watching this.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say definitely an improvement from the last one. Obviously. And yeah, just a lot to like about it for any age, but especially our age, I guess. Go see it. I know, I didn't believe it either when I watched it, and I was like, absolutely.
Did we learn who the egg is?
Oh, I forgot that's what I was Googling. I just looked at the year.
It's someone.
Guillermo del Toro was in that? Who are all these? They all just say additional voices.
It's
Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, I was like, I know
it's all G-Force. Yeah. All of these movies are G-Force. Yeah. Humpty Alexander Dumpty. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. That was an Easter egg I saw when I was researching Easter facts. Easter egg was in Goldilocks' book from her like fairy tale book from the orphanage or whatever that she was at. Had like Humpty Dumpty and stuff, so makes it seem like she was from the same orphanage.
Interesting.
So
should we go to the next segment?
How many paws are you rating it?
I would say like a solid 3.5.
That's what I would have said for.
Yeah, like for like an animal movie. It's hard to have a really good one.
I'm gonna say 3.5. If some things like, if I don't know how I would have changed Jack Horner, but if that was different, I might have gone 4. But I think 3.5.
Yeah, I would say like 3.5 as like general movies.
Yeah.
It's up there as far as like animal movies. There's not that many good ones of these.
I feel like
that's why we've decided to do a whole podcast.
Yeah, we're not gonna be reviewing much good.
Yeah,
like
we're not seeking out.
We're seeking out the
hot garbage.
Yeah.
Next week, tune in for
next week. Oh, we have facts.
Yeah,
fun facts.
Okay.
Yay or nay?
We'll segue later.
Later. Okay, yay or nay? This is the shortest film in the Shrek franchise. Nay.
Because I just looked up this one and it's like an
hour and 42 minutes.
Wow. All of Shrek was shorter than that?
Apparently so.
Okay. Kids have short attention spans.
Yay or nay? This is the second movie in the Shrek franchise to use Smash Mouth's All-Star after Shrek.
That did not play. I would have remembered.
Okay, so
was it in the credits?
Told me it did, and I feel like it must have been in the credits. So apparently that's true.
I didn't stay for the entire credits.
I put yay and then where ? So I don't know where, but apparently it was in
there. Did I leave before All-Star?
I know. I also
did they really play All-Star?
I don't know where they played it.
It would definitely have to be in the credits because I would have noticed.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yay or nay? The shellfish death is inaccurate. Cats can't be allergic to shellfish.
Nay. I don't think anyone has studied that.
Nay, they can be allergic to shellfish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how to, like, prove a negative.
Yeah.
No cat has ever been. We've studied all of the cats.
Okay, yay or nay? One of the writers acted in a Marvel movie.
Yay.
Any guesses which one?
Nope. I don't know the writers.
Tommy Swerdlow was in the Howard the Duck movie in 1986.
Howard the Duck was Marvel?
Howard the Duck is Marvel. It's not part of the MCU, but Howard the Duck is a Marvel character. So.
All I know about it is that it was atrocious.
My grandpa's a big fan. He has a big, like, theatrical size poster of it.
Huh.
So we got him. I think it's signed.
You might be the only one who has that.
I think you might be right. Okay. Yay or nay?
Is this the grandpa that loves the American Psycho musical?
Yes, of course. Cool. Yeah. Yay or nay? The other writer's first IMDb credit is the Puss in Boots TV show.
Yay.
Nay.
Okay.
Any guesses what his first credit was?
No.
Additional material on Flushed Away.
Nice.
That was how I thought Flushed Away could be good for this.
Yeah. Solid.
Okay. The guy who does the voice for the cat, the cat that goes, oh. I'm not doing it right. That goes, oh, when he
in the, first?
Yeah.
One?
In this.
Was he in this?
Ooh, when he goes around, when he's at the cat lady's house. Has never acted in anything before. So you've kind of, because you thought he was in the first one, you kind of got that.
Okay, yeah. I didn't even, remember him being in this one.
See, I didn't remember him in the first one, so that's why I was like, that's one of the parts I don't like about this. He was the same thing in the original, and he directed Into the Spider-Verse and produced the first one and did a bunch of stuff. So
okay.
He's apparently a big animation guy.
Good for him.
Okay. Yay or nay? Puss in Boots was inspired by Mick Jagger.
That's so out of left field that it has to be true.
Yeah, apparently the celebrity of him at the beginning was inspired by Mick Jagger. I think I have one more. Yay or nay? This has a higher Rotten Tomatoes score, IMDb score, and Metacritic score than Avatar: Way of Water.
I just saw the Rotten Tomatoes score for this one was 95. Metacritic is kind of a wild card, as is IMDb. I'm gonna go with some of those, but not all. So nay.
Which ones do you think aren't?
I think it
Where's
has...
Avatar reading it?
Oh, I feel like it's the same on Rotten Tomatoes. No. Okay, I'm gonna say it's lower on Metacritic, higher on IMDb.
Which is lower on... the Puss in Boots is lower on IMDb and higher on Metacritic?
I think Puss in Boots is... I'm thinking so hard about this as if I have any idea. I don't know.
Okay, it is... Okay, wait. Let me think of the best way to say this. So, Puss in Boots. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is a 95 critic score and a 93 audience score, a 7.8 on IMDb, and a 75 Metacritic score. Avatar, 77 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 92 audience score.
Wait, Avatar 2 or Avatar 1?
Avatar 2.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was higher.
No, it's lower on both of them.
Wow.
And then it's 7.9, so higher only on IMDb, and then a 67 Metacritic score.
Oh, I had that very wrong. Okay, so, interesting.
That's my last yay or nay.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Do we have any other segments? Who was your favorite performance?
Oh yeah, favorite. I think the wolf was my favorite.
Yeah. I would say the wolf was my favorite overall character. I didn't know that. Who was the actor for the wolf? I don't think I knew him from anything.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I thought he was the best.
Antonio Banderas did a good job.
I think
the wolf was great.
I think performance and character vibes, wolf was the best, but I think as a fully formed character, Puss was the best.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, everyone killed it though, even though I didn't know who any of them were until the end. They were good. They were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that you would have wished for? Well, I guess we went over that already.
Where would I put it?
If you had one wish for the wishing star, and you lived in the universe of Puss in Boots, so we don't have to get that deep, what would you wish for?
Man, I don't know.
All of the magic in the world, like Jack Warner.
Magic in the world. Yeah.
Maybe I would wish to have the perspective of the dog.
Yeah.
He was so happy.
That's what I was gonna say, a Friends in a Nice Sweater.
Yeah. But I wish to have the perspective to appreciate that Friends in a Nice Sweater is all I want. You know? I'm too negative.
That's nice.
I like the positivity of the dog.
I feel like I'm a very it is what it is person for the most part, so I'm I don't I'm either I'm gonna make something happen myself or it is what it is. So I'm not if I could wish for something, I don't know what I'd wish for.
Okay. Anything dumb? Would you want a talking cricket that judges you as this whole job?
A talking animal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Or you know what? Honestly, just for my animals to talk. I want my dogs to talk.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a good one.
I don't need any talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. If you could put a train in it.
This can be like a running segment, and anyone who hasn't watched the first episode is just like, huh?
Yeah. Where would you put a train in this?
If they had taken a train to the forest, it would have been a lot easier for everyone to get there.
I mean,
maybe that would have been a bad place for a train.
I think, what if the star was, you know, the Mario Party version where they're on the Shy Guy train and you like go up the train to get the star at the engine?
Maybe.
Okay, but like, what if that's how you got the star? So it was like a fight up the train, and then whoever gets to the front.
Yeah.
That's a completely different movie, but that'd be a fun fight.
Puss is like touring.
Ooh, touring on the train.
Like he should have had like a train.
Oh, that
he went around on to all the cities.
That's very like Western.
Yeah, because otherwise he's just walking.
I wonder if something like that does happen in the first one that we're not remembering. Because that feels like a good like.
Yeah, I did like all the
Puss in Boots train robbery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder where
the only thing
we'll want the train to be in our next movie.
Very natural segue.
Thank you. Next one is The Shaggy Dog
with Tim
Allen one.
There's a bunch of them.
From like
maybe we'll do more of them. Yeah, we've watched together The Shaggy DA from when was that from, like the 80s?
Yeah.
Objectively awful. Maybe we'll cover it later.
At some point,
but we want to experience
The Shaggy Dog. Have you seen the Tim Allen one?
No, I have only seen The Shaggy DA.
Oh, no, this is another one I've seen like 100 times.
Oh boy. Okay.
See, when we were gonna do this in G-Force back to back, I was like, we're getting a lot of animal scientist experimentation. G-Force has less than I thought it was. That's what
I feel like in The Shaggy DA he just becomes. Okay, we'll get into that next week. But I'm excited. Catch us in our outfits. I'll be a dog.
I will be the Tim Allen version of Tim Allen, and you'll be the dog version of Tim Allen.
Get ready. Tune into that video podcast.
Tim and Tim.
The dog's name is
Tim Talk. Tim Talks. Like TED Talks.
You were like trying to do like a thing on TikTok, and I was like, what are you talking about? Okay. Anyway. Follow us on our podcast.
Pawlywood Pawdcast.
If we're posting.
I'm sure we'll post about the different episodes.
Definitely. Thank you for tuning in today.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if we had like a cool outro, but I'm sure we'll come up with one eventually.
Is it song time?
Oh yeah, is it just us listening to the song?
I mean, I'll probably cut the audio, but we can.
It's kind of funny if it's just us playing the song and listening
They can't hear it at all.
Yeah, wait, okay. let me get to it again. That would be funny. That's the outro.
It's the word.
I kind of love
study
that.
editing. You're in a master's program.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
So jarring every time.
Can you pick out the 3 different songs in it? The 3 different nursery rhyme songs?
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Old MacDonald.
Yeah.
Screaming Cat. No, what's the third one?
Okay, well, it's not Twinkle Twinkle technically because that's not
it's
animal.
ABC. Baba Black Sheep.
Baba Black Sheep. Yeah. Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Oh.